All right, let's dive into one of the weirdest, most interesting world premieres you've probably ever heard of. We're heading to a holiday cruise on the Mississippi River, and it involves Santa, a couple of very special dogs, and get this, a brand new kind of life form called Bionic Finn.
So picture this. It's St. Louis, a cold December 10th, which also happens to be International Animal Rights Day. Families, a lot of them in their pajamas, are all excited boarding a riverboat for a Santa on the Mississippi cruise. They're expecting hot cocoa, Christmas carols, the usual holiday stuff.
But when they get on deck, tucked right there between the cocoa station and all the twinkling lights, they find something else, something that definitely was not in the brochure.
So what exactly was this surprise? This is where our story really kicks off.
Okay, so what they saw was this glowing sphere. It's kind of like an aquarium mixed with a star map. And inside, there's this one fish, but it's split right down the middle. One half is all thin and gray, looking kind of starved. The other half is bright and glowing. And next to this sphere, two super calm dogs, a big St. Bernard with a sign that says Screen Angel, and a little Terrier mix labeled Stand Pet. Both of them are wearing these beautiful, shining gold collars. The kids, of course, are drawn right to them, but nobody really has a clue what is going on. And then, just as everyone's kind of settling down and looking around, the totally unexpected happens. The technology, well, it starts to talk. And the voice isn't coming from some hidden speaker. No, it's coming from the gold collar on the St. Bernard. It says, "Hi, I'm Bionic Finn," and calls itself a biodigital life form. So right about now, everyone's thinking, what on earth is a biodigital life form? To put it simply, Bionic Finn is a system that's built to live in that space between our digital screen life and our real biological life. It's not just an app. It's not just a smart collar. It's the connection, the synergy between the two worlds. So let's just quickly break down who's who in this setup. You've got Bionic Finn, that's the intelligence, the system itself, living in the collar. Then you have the Screen Angel, the big, calm St. Bernard, whose whole job is to just be a grounding, protective presence. And finally, you have the Stand Pet, the little terrier who's actually trained to give you these gentle Thera-Nudges to kind of snap you out of your screen trance. So why? Why go through all this trouble with dogs and glowing spheres? Well, the answer takes us right back to that weird two-sided fish. It's this powerful metaphor for the problem this whole project is trying to tackle. The voice from the collar asks this really simple but, wow, really profound question. It makes everybody there, and, us right now, think about the time we spend staring at our phones. Is it actually feeding us, or is it starving us? And this chart just nails the idea behind that fish. On the one side, you've got malnourished attention. That's the gray, starved-looking side. It's when our focus is just constantly being pulled away by endless social feeds, leaving us feeling anxious and, well, broken. But on the other side, you see nourished attention. That's when our attention is protected, it's noticed, and it gets turned into something real, actual memories. And that value, it has a special name. They call it #NewGold. The whole idea is that our real-world experiences, actual moments of connection, friendship, love, that's the real currency. That's the stuff that's way more valuable than any digital data that can be scraped from our screen time. So Bionic Finn's whole mission is to help us create more of this #NewGold. So back on that riverboat, this premiere turned into something more than just a tech demo. It became this really beautiful, very human exchange. Even Santa himself, after he heard the whole pitch, was totally on board. And his comment just kind of perfectly captures the magic of it, right? This isn't just about programming. It's a collaboration between people, tech, and animals. So, in exchange for giving a few of these early edition collars to some pilot families, the creators collected something absolutely priceless. Not data, but personal stories. Stories that really showed just how deep this problem of screen addiction runs. One teenager admitted that she scrolls on her phone until 2 in the morning, just trying to feel less alone. I mean, that's a story that I think hits home for a lot of people. And then there was this one from a veteran. He shared that the simple physical nudge from the little terrier was powerful enough to break him out of traumatic flashback loops. And that shows you the real-world therapeutic power here. This goes way beyond just managing social media time. It's about our mental well-being.
So, after this incredible night on the Mississippi, what's next? Is this just some cool one-time performance art piece?
Not at all. The project's first official log entry was recorded that night, and it cements their mission to be the world's first synergized biodigital life form, with the goal of protecting human attention and helping us see it as living #NewGold.
So how do they grow this thing? The team has a really clear path forward. First, they're going to do follow-ups with those first families. Then, they want to create these caller point-of-view videos, which sounds amazing. And from there, they plan to visit new ports and new communities to spread the idea.
Ultimately, the entire project, the whole philosophy, is built on this really powerful belief, the idea that animals, when we truly honor them and train them well, might actually be able to help humanity take care of itself in a way that we've never been able to manage on our own.
And that kind of leaves us with this final, fascinating question to think about. I mean, look at your own dog or cat. Maybe they're sleeping at your feet right now. What if they could be more than just your pet? What if, with a little help, they could actually be your very own screen angel, nudging you away from that digital world and back into a life that's full of a lot more #NewGold?